Alrighty then, we back. Motor City Sports Talk in the building. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Appreciate everybody for checking in. And another former Lion have chimed in about Matt Patricia, and it's a snowball effect going on right now. Okay, former tight end Hakeem Valles. I think he spent 2 years on the practice squad, 1 year on the active roster. This comes on the heels of Glover Quinn saying some things about Patricia and that the players still fight for Patricia. It don't seem like the Lions have given up on Patricia. You know what I'm saying? But this might be a reason why. Now Hakeem Valles says, "I did not want to go back to Detroit. To be real with you, I can give two issues. Just keep it clean, especially because I'm not in the NFL anymore. I did not like Patricia as a coach. I was praying another team pick me up, and I didn't have to go back to the practice squad," he said. When Valles, who has since retired from the NFL, said the problem Patricia stems from the lack of respect. According to Valles, Patricia didn't operate by the same standards that he set for his players. This is a quote right here. He's creating a culture based on fear, in the sense of there's too much ego involved, said Valles. It's very alpha beta type of room. Well, my thing just reloaded. Hold on. I don't know what just happened. 1 second. My computer I don't know what happened. I usually don't have too many problems with Brave. It's a Brave browser, so if you ever got problems with pop-ups, Brave blocks all of those. But he says he's creating a very alpha beta type of room, meaning he's an alpha and everybody else better be a beta. Quote again: I do not know however many meetings there were. In the time that I was there was not one meeting where he came on time. That's wild to me. So much disrespect in that, in my opinion, in the sense of we come late to a meeting, we get fined. And it's almost like he did it on purpose to let you know that you're a beta, I'm an alpha, you're going to come on time, I'm going to come whenever the F I want. You know what I'm saying? And then he was asked if Patricia carried himself like Bill Belichick. Valles said Patricia took it a step further. All right, quote again, he was Bill Belichick with his own twist. He had a lot of guys that came from the Belichick regime out in New England, and all of them said Ish was not like this in New England. It's Belichick with some steroids added on it, said Valles. In meetings of the day after a game, Valles said Patricia ripped into every player on the team. That Ish is the worst with him. After a game with him, you spend a solid hour and a half or so, maybe a little bit more, literally him breaking down every single damn play of the game, and he is up your ass from Prater on the field goal to Stafford on a pass to Slay on a route. Anything. He's just ripping everybody apart for an hour and some change, said Valles. This is crazy. Asked if the star players ever pushed back against Patricia, Valles said, "Not out loud. No one had the audacity to say anything out loud." When the Lions traded co-captain Quadre Diggs this season, it was said he had become a voice of a dissent, inside the building. All right, and quote again from him: "That's just how it goes, man," said Valles. It's wild. If you have any type of individuality, the way you're doing it, and you're not conforming to everyone else, and who everyone on the team wants you to be, they're going to cut you or they're going to trade you. All right, and that's I think that might be the last quote. Oh no, it ain't. He said, but given the level of playing in the NFL, Valles said players don't want to step out of line. He said, quote again, "That's why I walked away, so I could get the leverage back in my hands. So if a coach does talk out of pocket like Patricia would, I could literally say, F you, I quit. Someone else will sign me. Or if not, I'm straight with business." But that's where it's not football anymore, he said. when you're going to I just put this here. I'm trying to turn my neck. When you're going through life, everybody every day thinking that like that. You're not thinking about football. You're thinking like, damn, I gotta deal with this a-hole today. And I'm not another quote, and I'm not saying that in the sense of like F Detroit, blah 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 blah. I'm saying I have so much love for the team, the city, the fans. I feel bad for the fans in a sense, but it's got to be a whole regime change. Like Martha Ford has to sell the team. She's still calling shots that doesn't make sense. I have zero respect for Martha Ford, mainly because I've met her 10 or 15 times, and every single time I've met her, she's reintroduced herself. Hey Martha, how are you? And she's just like, hi, my name is Martha. Are you BSing me? I'm just leave it that way. I have zero respect for you for that point, and I felt that every single time, like, damn, I'm really a nobody. It's clear if the Fords and the Lions will bring back Patricia or Quinn for the next. It's unclear if they bring back Patricia and Quinn. That's an article, but that's crazy. Okay, that's crazy. I heard this on 97.1 The Ticket. They were talking about this audio, but they wouldn't replay the audio, and they was waiting for people to call in, and nobody actually called in. But I mean, I'm not shocked. It's everything that pretty much Quadre Diggs was alluding to in the little interview he did with somebody from the Free Press of the Detroit News. And, they said he Belichick on steroids. He's a straight asshole. Don't nobody want to play for him. People don't respect him. He don't conform, or he don't try to make his defense comfortable for nobody. And, for him ripping into everybody for an hour and a half after losing the game and calling people out, I mean, that's a little bit shocking. But once again, right when he got here, and the media just ripped him apart. They Detroit media went back and they found that he had some issues in his past. Dealing with the Spring Bake situation and the case that he caught. And for me, a work environment has to be comfortable. It has to be fun. And for him to come out and say this, I commend him for this. Because at the end of the day, if it was something being said about you, the NFL will pile on you. So I'm glad they piled on Patricia. And now it's a lot of things that you see that go in the that you don't see that go in the locker room, where you see Darius Slay's defeated. He like, I don't care if they trade me. And people in Detroit, and I've been trying to explain this, they had turned on Darius Slay. They had turned on Calvin Johnson. But they had turned on Barry for a minute. And when he retired, and people was getting mad at Barry. But the one constant that they never turn on is the Detroit Lions organization. They don't. Even on 16, they forgot it happened, and everybody was filling the stadium up the next season when they finally beat the Redskins. I think it was the first win they got back after on 16. This is this organization from top to bottom. And I can see that those guys, even when Darius Slay said one thing that he looked forward to, he can still look forward to, is getting a paycheck, over $700,000 paycheck every week. And that's sad. When you can't look forward to coming to work and playing with your brothers, or you can't look forward to coming to work and pranking the guy, and you in a stale locker room. Everybody is berated. Everybody is degraded. That's something I call the union on. But problem is, an NFLPA ain't a good union. And that's unfortunate for those guys that they dealing with Patricia like that. And, that's why you see Quadre Diggs, Darius say, I'm happy he gone. You can go to Seattle and have individuality. And not only is he not being Bill Belichick, he taking it a step further. It's not even like New England there. And I said he was trying too much trying to be the Patriot way, but it sounds like he trying to run I don't want to use the wrong word or the wrong phrase. It just sounds like he's trying to run a real militant type of style, man, where, he trying to butt break these guys. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to really show the dogs who boss. If you got a dog, you train them, and you take an aggressive stance with a dog, and you really trying to show the dog who boss, this is what he trying to do. He trying to make an example. I remember I was watching Malcolm in the Middle. It was one of my favorite shows growing up, and I believe the oldest one was a baby. They did a flashback, and he kept playing with fire, and she took the teddy bear and she threw it in the fire because he was being bad, and the teddy bear just burned up in the fire, and she drew it back. And he stopped being bad. He won't mess with fire no more. She got through to him, and that's kind of what Patricia trying to do. And guys don't want to play like that. Only thing that's keeping guys from stepping on the line is the union suck and the paycheck. They don't want to get fined. And him being late, remember they was talking about him being late to meetings when he first got here? And he be late on purpose just to show that he can be late? Like, come on, man. This is everything, like Mike Valenti was saying, this is everything that we heard in the beginning confirmed. So you got a city where people already portrayed as a bad, terrible city. Who wants to go to Detroit? Nobody want to live in Detroit. So then again, you come here, you take Matt Patricia, and you take a city who I think got a bad portrayal of it, because if you got middle class money or you a millionaire, like, you ain't gonna never see like the stuff in Detroit that you be reading about. You know, every now and again some things go down in the suburbs. You're gonna experience some of the cleanest lifestyle, you know, great suburban life there's to offer, you know, other than if you don't like the weather. But you take a situation in Detroit where it's a portrayal, but most players come here and they fucking love it. You know what I'm saying? Most people come here and they love it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you buy everything. You buy Canada. You know what I'm saying? You got amusement parks. You got casinos. You know, you're not too far from New York. You know what I'm saying? You like legitimately got every amenity you want to. But now you take a city that got how can I say it? It has a false perception of it, right? So I really think it's false, not even to a certain false perception. And you have Matt Patricia here. Now, everything you thought Detroit was times 10 is worse now. You come to play for Matt Patricia. And players talk. Agents talk. So, it's unfortunate. You know, he ain't on time. He don't treat the players with respect. He don't let guys be individuals. You know, but at the same time, I mean, remember, the same NFL that you guys say don't do us no favors, don't give us no cause. They the same people that match made Bob Quinn with the Detroit Lions. Martha didn't know what to look at. Now, before I finish on Patricia, this guy made a very, very good, he made something about Martha, and I remember his name. Martha like 100 years old, bro. You know, that irritates, she didn't remember you, but it's like, plus the practice squad, it's in training camp, it's like 100 guys there. You got plus coaches, you're looking at 120, 30 guys. I mean, for her to be able to still remember her name is a blessing. So the Martha thing, the Martha Ford thing, she not like, she old. What you expect? She not gonna remember your name. So, you know, at the end of the day, he kept it real that bothered him. But, you know, you was a practice squad player, barely made the team. So I get that. I'm not holding that against Martha Ford, but he right. He said, you know, Detroit was good, the fans was good, but the ownership got to change. We've been saying this for over 20 years now. It got to change. You know, people talking about fire Patricia, fire Quinn. Then what? Rod Woods, he don't have no NFL experience. So who is she gonna turn to find Quinn replacement? She gonna turn to the NFL again, and the NFL gonna matchmaker with somebody that don't deserve the job again. So it's at the point where the players might have to suffer a little bit longer till Martha do what she gonna do, sell the team. You know what I'm saying? And then her family supposedly don't want nothing to do with the team. Sell the team, and then we get a new owner. Hopefully the owner that we get, he cared. You know, maybe a local guy, you know, maybe Tom Gore's wanna, you know, I doubt it. That really wasn't the name I was looking for, but I doubt it. But Dan Gilbert, you know, maybe it may be Donald, Steve Ballmer. You know, Byron Allen. Why not? First black owner. If he end up completing the lawsuit versus Xfinity Comcast, why not? You know, Byron Allen. You know, he from Detroit. He owned he just bought the Weather Channel last year. So, you know, why not? Then, you know, Steve Ballmer's another guy. He got money to play with. He showed that he cared about the LA Clippers. I would love that enthusiasm from an owner that really want to do the best for this organization and don't think he know everything. So those are the guys I'm looking at. I'm looking at the local guys that understand the struggle. Byron Allen, Steve Ballmer, not so much Don Gorse, but Dan Snyder. Not Dan Snyder, Dan Gilbert, excuse me. I'm looking at those guys. Dan, the Amazon guy, he got a few companies here. Jeff Bezos, whatever his name is. So, these guys I'm looking at, they could buy the team. Don't know too much about Jeff Bezos, but the local guys, they understand the struggle here. But, Matt Patricia, it is what it is. It doesn't shock me about him. Everything that the media portrayed him to be in the beginning, he's living that. Not being on time on meetings, players not liking him. If you don't agree with him, they trading you or cutting you or getting rid of you. And it's stuff about Bob Quinn out there. If you looked at the receiver, I just did he did the interview. He did the country rap song about Bob Quinn and Rod Wood. So it's a terrible organization from top to bottom. You go from Caldwell, a coach that everybody loved, to a guy like Matt Patricia that seemed like a devil, but he ain't gonna willing to change. He ain't willing to change. So players might have to deal with it a little bit longer. But if you got like Matthew Stafford, do you honestly still want to be here? Do you honestly want to put yourself through this? Because if Patricia ripping you and ripping everybody, do you really want to sit here knowing you don't have a chance to win, no matter how much Martha love you, no matter how comfortable you here in Detroit? If you Matthew Stafford, if this story is true, you got to be contemplating retirement. But it is what it is, man. More Mercy Sports Talk. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you got business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests. Want to make a donation? That link subscription. Best way to donate is share the video. And don't forget to check out the channel out, Goodfellas Sports TV, for more sports, music, news, and entertainment. That is Goodfellas Sports TV. And I'll link that article in the description if you haven't read it. It's audio out there somewhere. So you can find that out. The podcast is in the article, so you can just click it and probably take you right there. One time for the one time. It's your boy CJ Goodfella, Mercy Sports Talk. We gone.